DJC Game Studios. What's up, everyone? I'm the Devastating Just Cause, and this is DJC Game Studios. And welcome to the show. We got a good one for you today because we are talking about collecting for the Intellivision in the modern day. Now, let's get at it because we have a lot to talk about. And in this video, we're going to talk about some of the games you can just jump right into and have a good time. Real arcadey games, fun games, games that don't need much explanation, and great games to start your Intellivision collection. Now, I did do a video about the hardware, how to acquire that, and how to play in the modern day. Check that out in the description down below for a link to that video. Now on to this one. Let's have some fun. What games should you start your collection with and jump in and get that arcadey feel? Here we go. Well, here's our first game, and it's none other than BurgerTime. Yes, the arcade port straight to the Intellivision. Now, some say this is one of the greatest ports of all time. Wait, I think I just said that. I really do. I love this. Graphically, it's Intellivision, but the music is perfect. The controls are spot on. It's great with the disc, and you basically move Peter Pepper the chef with the disc. Your side buttons are to fire the pepper at the bad and mean food, and your mission is to basically make hamburgers. You're running up and down platforms. What would you call this? A platformer? Chutes and ladders? It doesn't really matter. It's just fun. And it looks aesthetically pleasing. It looks colorful. It controls great. You'll be humming the music throughout the day after you play it. It's really fun. You're going to get chased by eggs. You're going to be chased by hot dogs. You'll be luring them onto platforms, onto buns, burger patties, and toppings, and dropping them. And it is satisfying. This is one of my all-time favorites. It's a lot of people's favorites. There's a lot of people's girlfriends in there. No, but this one is a really fun one, and I always recommend this. It gets more and more extravagant with the levels. You get more toppings, and even those pesky pickles come to crash your party. Complete all the burgers on each level and keep advancing, and it gets harder and harder. How long can you last? BurgerTime on the Intellivision is amazing. Well, here we are. Our second game is none other than Astrosmash. Now, this is a fun space game. I mean, if you like Space Invaders, you like Galaxian, heck, you like any type of old school space game, this is where it's at. Now, you start off going back and forth on this level, and each level will change with a different color background. And you even have a very cool hyperspace function when pressing one of the keys on the overlay. Pretty neat. It'll transport you to a random area of the screen for safety. Now, if the rocks make it to the ground, you will be negative points. So this game plays with a peak score. You have the heat-seeking missiles, and you have the twirlers. Now, the twirlers, what they do is they spin, but if they hit the ground, everything explodes, including you. So you cannot let them hit the ground at any cost. Oh, remember that hyperspace function? That came in pretty handy. Now, I love this game. I love the colors. I love the fast intensity. It gets insanely fast. It's a matter of stockpiling ships, avoiding everything as it just rains down faster and faster. This is a favorite among many collectors because of just the intensity it gets in the higher level. And of course, the turquoise background in the fourth level introduces the UFO. And in later levels, he gets insane. This is a fun one. It's a must-have. Here we go. Thin Ice. I'm just going to let this music play for a second. Man, this is such a great game. I don't know what you'd call this. It's not really a puzzle game, kind of an action game. It's kind of an arcade game, an arcadey game, like I said. You can kind of jump into this. Now the function is just moving the disc to move the penguin. You can move in squares, and you can cut the ice with your skates, and you have to dunk all your friends. You're called Dunkin' Penguin. No donuts here, only penguins. Now you can get those things that look like French fries or torches or whatever you want to call them. And then you have the lobster, which will also give you freeze points. So you hit the side buttons, you can freeze and stop the polar bear in his tracks. Other than that, you have to avoid that seal. She's out to get you. And she's going to be on your trail constantly. So if she gets in your trail, all you got to do is either do a zigzag, kind of like you're running from an alligator, or dunk into the water. That'll stop her, make her shake and get mad, and you can even draw a square around her and drop her as well. Now the fun thing about this game is just the addiction level. Just playing stuff like this is just kind of fun. What's better than cutting holes in ice and dunking penguins and other creatures? Anyways, I really love this. I think it's just a great game. It came later in the Intellivision's life. I love the characters. I love the music. I'm constantly coming up with lyrics for the music because they're so good. Real fun thing to do is to try to dunk the whole entire screen. Ah, look at that. Sort of. And I love how the Zamboni cleans up everything that you do in between levels and plays another great tune. Anyways, great game, easy to pick up, easy to play. Intellivision, baby. Alright, now you love space, right? So let's come back to this one. And a Magic game. It was ported to the Atari 2600 and a couple other computer systems. A lot different versions than this one. And this one kind of stands out. It's different. Really cool background. You seem to be on like a moon planet. You got like a planet behind you or an Earth-like planet. Really cool characters. You're kind of shooting these weird creature demons. And then it has that really cool, like, pixelated burst sound, like a old computer. if there's a way to describe it, it just reminds me of, like, a computer sounds from the 80s. It's from the 80s, so I guess that works. Bleeps and bloops, and it couldn't fit more perfect. It's a really colorful game, really fun game, fast-paced, and it can be difficult. A couple of these things you gotta hit a couple times. Some of them are a little easier than others. Some of them are bigger targets than the others. When you get down to a certain point and you take out all these winged, colorful characters, you fly up into space and, oh yeah, it's the demon mothership. It's a boss battle. You got these phoenix birds flying at you, you try to avoid, and you kind of got to get in that groove right in between the shield and blow up the big mothership. This is fun. It's always fun to do this repeatedly again and again. And when you start into the next levels, the aliens, not you, get a lot more weapons. They drop flash bombs and more. Are those throwing stars? Who knows, but it gets more and more difficult. Fun game, another must-have. It's an essential. And here we have our number 5 game on this list, and it's Beauty and the Beast. No, not that one. And you say, well, what about that big animation studio that makes all the No, not that one either. Completely unrelated. This is a Magic game made exclusively for the Intellivision. You play Buford. You're like, Buford? Buford Tannen? Shot in the back by Buford Tannen for a matter of $80. No, not at all. Anyways, the craze of all the building and construction climbers with apes and other things, I guess this was their answer to this. This is a really nice looking game. It almost looks like an NES game when you look at it for the first time. At least I thought so back in the day. You're the little yellow jacket wearing guy named Buford. And up there is your girlfriend in the grips of a beast. A large, beastly man. Alright, enough movie references. You're climbing up the building, avoiding cats or rats or whatever those are, and other things like birds that are ready to fly into your face. He is scooping out, I guess, chunks of concrete and throwing them down on you. How he does this is beyond me. Now, mind you, you can catch her hearts. The hearts come down from your girlfriend. If you catch one, you are energized and momentarily invincible. And as you climb, you could absorb your creatures, your rocks, I guess right into your bloodstream, because that's what it seems like you do. But you've got to climb only up the open windows. If they start closing while you are climbing, you will fall and it will cost you a life. You can hold 7 lives total, maximum. 6 in reserve and 1 playable. Now you climb the building floor after floor after floor. This is a fun game. And it's funny because you know there's a possibility you can accidentally walk off the edge and fall. Is it hilarious? 1000% it is, and it's funny to watch. But we're not going to do that. We're going to get to the top. You do have a jump function, which is the side buttons, then you control Buford with the disc. Once you get to the top, you save your girlfriend, you throw the beast off the top of the building, and he flies off and falls. In the meantime, the plane comes and rescues you. But guess what? I guess your girlfriend's getting into trouble again because she's captured, and it starts over on building number 2. And this time, the rocks split and come after you. Sentient rocks, you say? Who knows? But it makes it harder and harder and faster. Anyways, enough joking around. This is a great game. I love this game. Look at me on the top. Let's just do it anyways. It's funny. All the way down. Kerplunk and kablamo. Well, there you have it. Five essentials for collecting for the Intellivision in the modern day. This will make you fall in love with the console. Great pick up and play games, that arcade feel. You're mostly just using the disc for moving and the fire buttons on the side. Nothing too much unless you're selecting like player 1 or 2 on the keypad. Nothing too complicated. It's great to really get you into the love of collecting for the system. Now, once again, like I said, link in the description below for how to play in the modern day, what hardware to get. But these are just 5 great games. There'll be a lot more of these videos. And let me know more in the comments of what you want to see about collecting for the Intellivision. It's a rabbit hole you'll really like to go down. And these games are fairly common, and they're not going to be too expensive. So until then, please like, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. DJC Game Studios.
First time I collected, I got Spiker Super Pro Volleyball for $5.
No, you didn't.